Okay, today's video. This whole thing started, I wanted to listen to a couple of those bonus tracks that are on the Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2, 1971. Remember, this came out just after New Morning and Self-Portrait. This was really cool. So Dylan actually went into the studio on two occasions. He went with, under the production of Leon Russell, he was looking for a new sound. And they came up with one hell of a tune, Watching the River Flow. But then he also, very, very spare session with Happy Traum. Happy Traum, an old village folky, kind of came up around the same time as whenever Dylan landed in the village in New York. Today's video is going to be about those special bonus tracks that you can find on greatest hits packages. So I discovered, when I went and took this album out, this thing is toast. Of course, it's a double album, but it is just crispy as hell. I can't even remember the last time I bought it. But trust me, the music prevails through the snap, crackle, pop. And one of the best songs, one of the best bonus tracks on this double record, Bob's rendition of I Shall Be Released with Happy Traum, is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. There is kind of a tossed off, informal feel to the song. He's blowing some incredible harp on this. His vocal is fantastic. Now, was it the best ever rendition of I Shall Be Released? Who knows? I mean, you're always going to point back to the band, Richard Manuel's incredible vocal, the kind of shambolic version that we had on The Last Waltz when everybody came in and joined Bob on that. But this is a very, very special rendition. It's a great bonus track. His version, never before heard before until you put on this record. Side 2, Record 2, Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, Volume 2. Of course, I've got to go here. Here at the Western World, the only additional new track, new unreleased track from Donald and Walter and Friends, originally recorded during the Royal Scam sessions, and this was tacked on. You know, Donald and Walter actually chose the entire track list, which is fantastic. And if you want even more, go look for the gold. It's a single disc, but there are 2 or 3 songs additional added from Gaucho. There's FM as well. Remember, this thing came out in 1978. This was before Gaucho and after Asia. Mastered originally by Robert Ludwig. You will find versions with a master disc on all 4 sides. If you're lucky, you'll see the little RL on all 4 sides. It's rare these days, it seems like. I hardly ever find them. I do have one in my hand. I've got another really nice, pristine copy with only 3 RLs, but we're splitting hairs. Fantastic collection. One of the best greatest hits packages ever released. And I absolutely love this photograph. Something menacing about that photo. Were these guys under the influence of anything during this photo shoot? This took place in Amsterdam, by the way. in a hotel. They were on a press tour, I think, for the Royal Scam. Here at the Western World, a breathtaking melancholy. There's a lot of opinions on what that song is about. Google it. It goes back into the dark, as many Fagen Becker compositions do. In 1981, Stevie Wonder's management, with Tamla at the time, put out a double record greatest hits package, the original Musicarium. Look for the embossed fish and the bubbles here. This is the one that you want. This was mastered at Precision by Stephen Marcusson, and this is one of the best sounding vinyl records in my collection. Now, it helps that you have just incredible music pulled from all of these albums. But when we talk about bonus tracks, this was really cool. Stevie Wonder included 4 bonus tracks, newly recorded, and they're tacked on to the end of all 4 sides of this double LP. Those 4 songs were Frontline, Ribbon in the Sky. He performed Ribbon in the Sky at Whitney Houston's funeral. That Girl, and Do I Do. That Girl is an epic track that could be my favorite on here, but I tend to go with Frontline. Frontline is a political song. It is amped up to number 11 on the funk factor. It's kind of on the funky side, along with Superstition, Living for the City, You Haven't Done Nothing, and then the final track is the new one, Frontline. Listen to that song. Incredible vocal, incredible groove. You could say that about 3/4 of this album as far as groove is concerned, and soul and emotion. And I've got a growling dog over here. What was the other thing I was reaching for? Passion. The original Musicarium, and my favorite bonus here is Frontline. Paul Simon's Greatest Hits. This has come out in a couple different iterations. This is the Greatest Hits, etc. 1977. Gatefold, all the lyrics. You've got a very nice black and white photo. Was that Annie Leibovitz? Maybe. I don't know. I'll find it later. But the really cool track on here, the bonus, is the lead track, Slip Sliding Away. Of course, famously, that background vocal, those vocals in the background, Oak Ridge Boys. A very cool, groovy, slow burn of a song. Richard T. on electric piano. Check out my video on Richard T. sometime. He is in the Hired Gun playlist. Paul Simon, Greatest Hits, etc., Slip Sliding Away. Another double, New Order, Substance, 1987. Who can forget True Faith? And Google, Bernard Sumner has kind of a naughty sense of humor. Google some of the alternative lyrics that Bernie came up with for True Faith. Very naughty. You know what? I used to have several different commercial lawn accounts when I was summers in college. I used to mow lawns, and I think I did that my senior year, just after high school, before I went to college. I had like 10 or 12 different accounts where I was mowing lawns all day long, and I had a Walkman with a cassette of this And I think I also had Screaming for Vengeance, of course, Judas Priest. You know, volume up to like very high. And hopefully my hearing is, well, my hearing is still holding out, but that must not have helped. Blasting New Order and Judas Priest. 1987, True Faith, a bonus track on this incredible collection. Hot on the heels of Heartbeat City, we got the greatest hits collection from the Cars, and there's a new track on here called Tonight She Comes, and it includes one of the best, one of the tastiest, just clinical solos from Elliot Easton. You've got to hear it. You've probably heard it back in the day, but well worth revisiting. Tonight She Comes. Last but not least, you know, if you guys and ladies think of things that you would want to be featured in this video that I either don't have the record or I forgot, let me know in the comments. You know, what are some other suggestions that you have for fantastic bonus songs tacked on to greatest hits packages? Who can forget Mary Jane's Last Dance? And then there was another bonus, Something in the Air. Both of those songs may have been the last performances with Stan Lynch on drums. I'd have to look it up, but I kind of remember that being, I think, true. Mary Jane's Last Dance, the video with Johnny Depp, fantastic. Was Faye Dunaway in that video too? Might have been. An absolute banger. And the track list on this thing, all killer, no filler. That's today's video. That's the title, actually. Thanks for tuning in again today. I will be back soon. Don't forget about Liner Notes, my new newsletter. It's live. You can go sign up for free, check it out. It'll be paywalled at some point in time, but there will always be occasional free posts, so by all means, everyone's welcome. Please sign up. Leave the comments in the comments below for today's video, and that's all I have now. I'm babbling on now.